Shalom all. Praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kakadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the hopeful elect brothers that are doing the work of the Lord in sincerity and truth. And that's uplifting the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Now, for this lesson, the topic will be adultery. Right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Because adultery is a major sin unto death. Right? Because the Most High has certain sins that are not unto death. And then you have certain sins that you have to be put to death for it. So, this is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. It says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Now adultery is when a man sleeps with another man's wife. Right? That's simple. Now adultery is not when a man already has a woman or a wife, and then he gets another woman that is single. That's not adultery. But adultery is when a man go and sleep with another man's wife. Right? Whether they're already married or she's engaged to that man to be married. It's still adultery. Right? Now let me read it again. This is Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, with your brother's wife, with your neighbor, because in the land of Israel, when we were in the land of Israel, a couple thousand years ago, us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we had our own land and we lived with each other. Each tribe had their own plot of land. You had the land of Judah, land of Ephraim, the land of Gad, so on and so forth. Each tribe had their own plot of land, and we were all living amongst each other. So if you're in the land of Judah, right next to you would most likely be a Judite. So that's your brother. And all 12 tribes, we make up one nation. So your neighbor is really talking about someone of your own nation, right? So if an Israelite was to sleep with his neighbor's wife, that's adultery. Or any man, if any man go to sleep with another man's wife, that's still adultery, right? That's adultery. Now let me go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Yeah, so why would you want to commit adultery with another man's wife, knowing the effects of it you know, you're bringing shame upon two separate houses or two separate parties, and then you're destroying one no, actually you're destroying both families. If you have a family, and then of course that woman that you committed adultery with has a husband, so that's another family. You just both of you just destroyed two families. You know, you just put in ruin two families. And then the judgment has to come. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So that means the judgment for that sin is death. You have to be put to death for it. And it says jealousy is the rage of a man, right? If hypothetically, I had a wife, and my woman, she goes and steps out on me and commit adultery with someone else, I'll be enraged. I'll be filled with jealousy because, of course, I love my wife, and if I was to go, hypothetically, cast judgment on both of them, not just on the man, because it's both of them that did the act, or are doing acts, right? They're sleeping together. So when that gets shed, when the Lord sheds light on that, I'm gonna be all enraged. I'm gonna be full of wrath. I'm gonna want to put my hands on somebody. The scripture says that both the adulterer and the adulteresses, right? That means both the man and the woman that commit adultery shall be put to death. Now, this video, the topic of this video is adultery because of the recent news that came out from another camp, from IUIC, and they were exposing two members of their group, a man and a woman, that got caught with receipts, got caught in a ungodly relationship, right? In a dirty relationship, because because the Most High does not honor that relationship, because it's not good, If you want a woman, just go get another woman, bro. You don't have to go for another man's wife, because that also goes into homosexuality. So that means you have all types of spirits swimming in your temple, doing backflips and dancing and break dancing all up in your temple, right? That's also homosexuality, because when a man and a woman come together, they become one flesh. So that man puts his spirit on that woman, so that means that man's DNA is inside that woman already. So that means you're essentially also sleeping with that man. So that's why that's also homosexuality, and that's a sin that goes on in the so-called Black and Hispanic community all the time. And in the music, they actually they big it up, right? Because if you take a woman from her man, that you're seen as like a cool guy, that they give you props for doing that, and they always push that in the so-called black music. They push that heavy. That's witchcraft. But Let me see. Oh, it's the same chapter. My bad. Proverbs chapter 6 verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So in the day of vengeance, when the Lord puts that spirit in him to to uh to to uh to judge, the situation that he's going through, he's gonna be full of rage because of the jealousy, because he's jealous over his woman, because he loves his woman. That's a union that the Most High made, and then here these two idiots go and break that up and cause, uh, and they cause confusion. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. Yeah. So if I was to go, uh uh if I was to go to handle a man that was sleeping with my woman, then I don't care. I don't care if you beg me mercy. I don't care if you want to give me money or any type of ransom. I wouldn't care, because I'll just be filled with rage, right? He will not regard any ransom, right? Nothing is gonna stop that man from putting your lights out, permanently. Sending you back to the spirit world, because your time on earth here is done, because of that wicked act. Neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So even if you try to give gifts, that still won't change the situation. I'm still mad. I'm mad at both of you. But if I go after the man first, I commit adultery with my woman, then it's righteous in the eyes of the Lord. But in this society, the scripture said, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. But in the eyes of the Lord, that's righteous. If a man puts to death the adulterer and the adulteresses, if a man puts to death the man that slept with his woman, and then puts to death his wife, and let me see. 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. First Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33 says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. So the Most High is not the author of confusion. The Most High does not deal with confusion. The laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to us, the children of Israel, is for so we could dwell peacefully with one another and with ourselves. It's to make us separate from the other nations, because the other nations are heathens. They go off. They're not godly. They eat all type of abominable acts. Back in ancient Egypt, the siblings will sleep with each other. The mother would sleep with the son and all that BS. That's why the Lord told us not to follow the heathen. The laws was to separate us from the heathen, because the Egyptians was doing all type of madness, and then the Lord is like, no, don't do any of that, right? But the Lord is not the author of confusion, and adultery is just a mess. It destroys families, and the Most High will bring judgment upon those two people that did that. But this goes on so much in the so-called black and Hispanic and Native American community because it's normalized, especially because it's pushed in the music so much. In the demonic music that casts spells on people, and then it makes them want to go out and sleep with another man's wife, or be a drug dealer, or or commit murder if someone steps on your sneakers. That's pushed by the so-called white man, which is the devil, which is Esau, right? Which is the wicked. He is the wicked, and we are the righteous. Well, starting with the elect of Israel, we are the righteous. Lord will. And that's the end of the lesson. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.